2008 was brutal. Phew. 2008, we had the third consecutive failure of the Falcon rocket for SpaceX.
Elon Musk just revealed his biggest financial mistake, and it has left everyone shocked. The multi-billionaire nearing his trillionaire status has had a lot to say about his impressive wealth accumulation over the years, but what no one saw coming was what he claimed has always been the biggest financial mistake of his life. If you're curious to find out what the Tesla CEO regrets the most in his finances and why he wishes he never invested in it, then keep watching. Elon's most unforgettable investment mistake. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, is currently the third richest person in the world, with a fortune of about $190 billion. But his journey to wealth hasn't been without its bumps.
Send a clear message to the negotiating teams and to the politicians that this time there needs to be significant change.
Musk has made some serious financial issues along the way, and one of these mistakes is at the top of his list because it affects almost a quarter of his total wealth. His most unforgettable error he has made to date is buying Twitter, which is now called X, for a whopping $44 billion. Recent evaluations from Fidelity indicate that the platform's worth has dipped terribly to just $14.1 billion, a stark contrast to the price Musk originally paid. Even with his expansive wealth, Musk's experience reminds everyone that even billionaires can make costly decisions.
I don't know if people noticed it in the video, but there's no real limit to how many levels of tunnel you can have.
The drop in Twitter's value clearly shows the risks involved in high-stakes investments, especially in the fast-changing world of social media. Musk's $44 billion purchase, which seemed like a bold move at the time, has turned into a major financial setback. Musk made a huge mistake when he tweeted, "Funding secured," about Tesla on X, which got him into trouble with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This led to an investigation, and he ended up having to pay a fine of $20 million. On top of that, his personal life hasn't been cheap either.
An increase in the secular nature of society. For most people, they need something to fill that void.
His divorces have really taken a toll on his wallet. He mentioned that he pays around $20,000 each month to his first wife, Justine Musk. And he also had to cover about $170,000 in legal fees every month. Then there's his relationship with actress Talulah Riley, whom he married and divorced twice. That whole situation cost him a whopping $20 million in alimony. So between his business blunders and his complicated love life, Musk has seen a lot of money slip through his fingers. It's clear that both his professional and personal choices have had some serious financial consequences. Tesla's first vehicle, the Roadster, turned out to be a big problem for both the company and Elon Musk.
But we'd be made, long term, probably be making 1,000 a year of the ship.
The Roadster prototype was revealed in 2006, and it hit the market in 2008. Tesla invested $25 million into this car, but it faced a lot of criticism, especially from BBC's Jeremy Clarkson, who pointed out issues with its driving range and quality. Tesla even took legal action against the BBC over the negative review, but ended up losing the case. After selling his company Zip2 for $300 million, Musk bought a McLaren F1 for $1 million to use as his everyday car. He wanted to impress Peter Thiel, a co-founder of PayPal, so he decided to show off the car's speed and power. Unfortunately, he crashed the expensive car after it lifted off the ground a bit. The Tesla CEO has also revealed his biggest career mistake. A few years back,
the grid, it's actually zero. This entire night has been powered by batteries.
Elon Musk took part in a question-and-answer session at the South by Southwest Festival, where he covered a lot of interesting topics. He talked about things like how we might live on Mars, the future of artificial intelligence, and even mentioned Kanye West. As the event wrapped up, he shared the story of how Tesla came to be and what led him to take on the role of CEO.
It's like, okay, how do we do two products at the same time, but still have enough resources that both products are great?
He reflected on his journey and admitted that one of the biggest mistakes he made in his career was not spending enough time on Tesla in its early days because he was too busy managing his other company, SpaceX. During the discussion, Musk opened up about the difficulties he faced while trying to balance his responsibilities between Tesla and SpaceX. He realized that his focus on space exploration took away from the time he could have dedicated to building Tesla into the successful company it is today. He mentioned that he believes it was likely the biggest blunder of his professional life. He pointed out that when you think you can have everything you want without any trade-offs, you're probably mistaken. Although Musk was the main investor in Tesla, he didn't start off as an executive. Instead, he was the chairman from 2004 to 2008, which allowed him to focus more on managing SpaceX.
But for both the booster and the ship, you don't really need much control. The attitude control needed is small.
And taking care of his kids. But as Tesla struggled with delays in production and overspending on its first car, the Roadster, things got tense between Musk and the CEO at the time, Martin Eberhard. Eventually, Eberhard was pushed out and replaced by Zeev Drory, who took over as the second full-time CEO in November 2007. As the company had serious financial trouble during the 2008 economic crisis, Musk realized he had to step in and take charge.
One is obviously sustainable energy generation, which is primarily wind and solar.
He thought to himself that he could continue running SpaceX while only spending about 20% of his time on Tesla, believing that would be enough. But, as he later mentioned during a discussion, things unfortunately didn't go as planned. Career struggles Elon Musk has faced. Musk took over as CEO in October 2008, and right away, he made some tough choices, including laying off employees. He also managed to secure a $40 million funding round, which helped the company dodge bankruptcy.
Because it is something that could go wrong, as we've talked about many times.
Since then, Tesla has launched 3 new cars: the Model S, a fancy sedan, the Model X, a luxury SUV, and the Model 3, which is aimed at everyday buyers. The company has also branched out into solar energy and has seen its market value surpass that of Ford, getting close to General Motors as well. Even though Musk might downplay it, Tesla's strong appeal to both customers and investors has allowed the company to deal with production delays while still enjoying access to affordable funding. Looking back, it's clear that Musk's choice to step into the CEO role was a smart move, transforming what many saw as a big mistake into an impressive success story over the last 10 years. But how did Elon achieve so much within a few years? Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, is currently recognized as the richest person in the world by both Forbes and the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. He shared that the key to his massive wealth is pretty straightforward. He owns 20% of a company that has become extremely valuable. According to Bloomberg, his net worth is around $240 billion. But it wasn't always this way for Musk. In early 2020, his wealth was only about $25.6 billion, which was just a small fraction of what it is now.
The negotiating teams and to the politicians that this time there needs to be significant change.
At that time, he was ranked lower than other big names like Jeff Bezos from Amazon and Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. Just a few years ago, he was not even close to being the wealthiest person. But his stake in Tesla has skyrocketed in value, boosting his fortune more than anyone expected. The rise in Tesla's stock price has played a huge role in this transformation, allowing him to leapfrog over other billionaires in the rankings. Now, with a net worth that has increased dramatically, Musk stands out as a leading figure in the business world. Musk's incredible increase in wealth is mainly due to his shares in Tesla, the electric car company, along with some investments in other businesses like SpaceX and the Boring Company. Tesla has really been the main source of his wealth, with its stock price skyrocketing over 1,100% in the last 5 years. This surge happened because investors were excited about how much Tesla's vehicle sales were growing. The company's earnings jumped from $12 billion in 2017 to a whopping $54 billion in 2021. Musk mentioned in an interview with the Babylon Bee in December 2021
the bee is, I think, less right than say, the onion is left.
that building Tesla and SpaceX was a tough journey. He said it was rewarding, but also very challenging, and he chose not to sell any of his stock in these companies. Musk expressed his belief that a leader should stick with their company through thick and thin, saying that a captain should go down with their ship. He felt that taking money or stock out of the company wasn't the right move. His commitment to Tesla and SpaceX shows how dedicated he is to these ventures, even when the road has been rough. Musk's cumulative fortune has also seen some ups and downs in recent years. At one point, he was valued at $340 billion, as reported by the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. This peak happened in November 2021, when Tesla's stock reached an all-time high of $414.50 per share, according to FactSet.
Even if you had a thirst for knowledge, you really couldn't do anything about it because there were very few books to read.
But since that time, the value of Tesla's stock has fallen by about a third. Even though Musk has mentioned that he doesn't like to sell his shares, he has actually sold off billions of dollars worth of Tesla stock over the past year. One of the main reasons for this selling spree was a tax bill related to stock options that were about to expire in August 2022. Musk explained to Babylon Bee that he needed to exercise those options no matter what. Apart from that,
We also have a rule that if somebody's in a meeting and finds that this meeting is not helping them and
he sold more shares in 2022 as he prepared for a legal fight with Twitter. By mid-August, Musk had offloaded nearly $7 billion worth of Tesla shares. He tweeted that this sale was to prevent an emergency sale of Tesla stock in case he lost his attempt to back out of his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter. So while Musk's wealth has fluctuated, his decisions around selling stock have been influenced by both financial obligations and legal issues. Musk currently owns $14.9 of Tesla's shares, which is worth around $124 billion, based on information from FactSet. Even though Tesla doesn't pay him a regular salary, they have given him some pretty nice stock options for reaching specific goals. When you factor in these options, his total stake in Tesla jumps to about $176.3 billion, according to Forbes. Musk's wealth also gets a boost from his other company.
In 14 months,
SpaceX. As of June 2022, SpaceX was valued at $125 billion, and Musk owns roughly 44% of it. This means his share is worth around $55 billion, although the media says it might be closer to $47 billion after applying a typical discount for large private tech firms that sell shares in the secondary market. Musk also has around $3.3 billion tied up in the Boring Company, which he started to focus on tunnel construction. He also holds about $3 billion in Twitter stock, having purchased around 9% of the company before trying to buy it outright, a move that has since turned complicated and is now facing legal issues. Cash is another significant part of Musk's assets, with Bloomberg estimating his cash holdings at about $17 billion. Musk has stated that he doesn't have any offshore accounts or tax shelters, emphasizing that his wealth mainly comes from Tesla.
And beyond global warming, there's just the fact that combustion cars emit toxic gases.
And SpaceX stock, making everything very clear and open. More financial advices Elon Musk had offered. To make sure others don't make the same financial mistakes he made, Elon Musk has also revealed his secrets to financial success. To start with, when you and I were enjoying the story of Goodnight Moon, Musk was diving into an encyclopedia. This habit of deep reading has only grown as he's gotten older. So how do your reading habits stack up? Scrolling through social media or skimming articles doesn't really compare. It's important to get lost in books that can open your mind and introduce you to new ideas and perspective. It's clear that those who learn the most tend to earn the most in our society. Another major point is that Musk doesn't throw money at advertising. He asks himself if an activity will improve his product or service.
What I thought would happen, which is from that point, roughly a 50% year over year.
And if it won't, he moves on. As someone who works in marketing, this is tough to hear, but I get where he's coming from. A great product will naturally have positive reviews and get people talking, so focusing on quality first is the way to go. Musk also believes that the best time to start a business is when you're young. He stresses that as you age, your responsibilities tend to pile up. He encourages taking risks now and doing something daring because you won't regret it later. As you grow older, those risks can affect your family and kids. Plus, you'll find you have less free time, so it's better to take those chances while you have fewer commitments. This leads us to Musk's famous work ethic. He's known for putting in up to 100 hours a week across his various companies. You don't have to match that, but keep Musk in mind the next time you feel tired or unmotivated.
And it just didn't happen. It was really disappointing. So, yeah, I was...
He's a great example of what it means to really push yourself, and if you're not doing the same, you might be missing out on reaching your full potential. Elon Musk has shared his thoughts on entrepreneurs who constantly complain about various issues. While many people grumble about things like traffic jams, Musk takes a different approach. Instead of just whining about the problem, he actively looks for solutions. This mindset led to the creation of the Boring Company, which aims to tackle road congestion by building a network of tunnels. Musk believes that if you want to shape your future, you need to take action and create the changes you want to see. This idea resonated with Mike Hogan from Wolfie, who learned that complaints can highlight problems that need fixing.
It's extremely important. And it's bizarre that we've come to this point where...
He points out that paying attention to these complaints can spark innovative ideas that actually benefit people. Success isn't something you can predict, and even Musk didn't know how Tesla Motors would turn out in the beginning. He emphasizes that if something matters to you, it's worth pursuing, even if there's a chance it might not succeed. If you're passionate about your goals, you should give it your all, but also be prepared for setbacks. Having a backup plan can make bouncing back from failure much easier. Musk also advises against simply following trends. Instead, he encourages focusing on creating new ideas.
I'm actually a big believer in the principles of Christianity. I think they're very good.
Which of Elon's mistakes do you think you can avoid in your finances? We would love to know in the comments. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next updates. Also, click the next video on your screen to enjoy more exciting content.